Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about my 2013 Oscar predictions for the upcoming Oscar ceremony, which is happening in about a week, less than a week than when this video went up, hopefully. I'm going to go through all the categories, and then at the end, after I do Best Picture, I will talk about the short categories as well, and that's how this is going down. Best Visual Effects, I think, will go to Life of Pi. Life of Pi had Richard Parker, and Richard Parker is an amazing character. Most people, when they saw Life of Pi, assumed that was a real tiger. That speaks very highly of the special effects in that film, and I think that will help Life of Pi win. Best Sound Editing and Best Sound Mixing. I'm going to do these categories together because I think the same film is going to win both, and that is Argo. I think Argo will win Best Sound Editing and Best Sound Mixing. The only film that I could see really beating Argo in both of these categories is Skyfall. Skyfall might have the upper hand because Skyfall, there was a lot of great craftsmanship at work in that film, and the sound was actually pretty amazing. Best Original Song. I think without a doubt Skyfall will win for Best Original Song with Adele's song Skyfall. Adele usually wins awards anyway. I don't think a Bond theme has ever won before, and I think that will help it, and it was a pretty good tune. It's probably the best Bond theme in since GoldenEye. It's definitely the best Bond theme of Daniel Craig's Bond tenure, and it was a hit and people know it. Best Original Score, I am gonna go with Life of Pi. John Williams' Lincoln score was pretty underwhelming. Alexander Desplat, who did the score for Argo, might have a bit of a chance just because there's so much momentum behind Argo, and he did a lot of great scores this year. He did Moonrise Kingdom, he did Zero Dark 30. He's really becoming a big name in film scores, so I wouldn't be surprised about Argo either. I'm pretty confident it'll be Life of Pi. Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling. Only has 3 nominees. I think it's going to go for The Hobbit. People do have a lot of hair in that movie, so Best Costume Design. I'm going to go with Anna Karenina. Best Achievement in Production Design. I think this will go to Lincoln, and the reason this will go to Lincoln is because the 60 Minutes piece about Lincoln had a lot about the production design, and when you are publicizing something like that, I think it'll help. Best Editing. You might not think Best Editing is that important of a category, but typically who wins Best Editing wins Best Picture. And in fact, during the awards ceremony, if you're on Twitter, almost everyone, when you win Best Editing, is like, oh, we know who's going to win Best Picture. I'm going to go with Argo. One of the reasons I'm going with Argo, there's a couple of reasons, and not just because I think it could win Best Picture. Lincoln is made like an old Hollywood film, and there's not as much impressive editing as there is in Argo. So I think with Lincoln, because it's such a an older kind of like a play, editing isn't really as showy and it's not as interesting. Whereas in Argo, Argo has that amazing sequence in the airport. Also, the editor who edited Argo is William Goldenberg, and he's also nominated for editing Zero Dark 30. And I think he had a crazy year that he did both of those films, but I think that's actually going to help him win Argo. Best Cinematography. I'm fairly good at looking at all these categories objectively. I don't get that upset over the Oscars. I don't get that emotionally involved. It's a silly award show. It's like whatever. But Best Cinematography, I am emotionally invested in. This is the one category, if it doesn't go the way I like, I'm going to flip out. I think it'll happen, but a lot of people are saying it won't. But I really feel like Roger Deakins is going to win for Skyfall. One of the reasons people saw Skyfall was the cinematography. Even if you don't know Roger Deakins' name, you came out of Skyfall going like, that was an amazingly well shot film. Now I'm hoping he'll win, but a lot of people are saying Life of Pi is going to win. I hope that doesn't happen. Life of Pi was a well-shot film, certainly, but it wasn't what Skyfall is. I kind of hate the connotation the Academy has, like when Avatar won Best Cinematography, and it's like, yeah, guys, I get that you think because something's in 3D, that means it has Best Cinematography, but that has very little to do with the guy who actually shot it and more to do with like these technicians somewhere. Because they mix post-production and shot in 3D stuff, when you're counting the 3D thing, it doesn't work for me. And Skyfall, what you see is what you get with that. I know that was Deakins, and Deakins is one of the greatest cinematographers working today. It's an absolute travesty that Roger Deakins doesn't have an Oscar at this point. And like, just give it to him for the film that is probably one of his best shot films. It was one of the best shot films of the year. My judgment is clouded. Some people are saying Life of pie, but I can't even objectively think that Roger Deakins won't win. I want Roger Deakins to win. Best documentary. Now I'm going to go with Searching for Sugar Man. Best foreign language film. This one's kind of a no-brainer just because Amour has so many nominations in major categories, and usually this is kind of what happens. If you are a foreign film and you get a nomination in a major category, you're going to win Best Foreign Film. I think Amour is definitely going to win. The only other film I've seen in this category is Kon-Tiki, which I will have a review out before the Oscars happen, so within this week. Best animated film. I wish this wasn't the one that was going to win, but it looks like Brave's going to win Best Animated Film. I think that's a shame because a lot of people have complained that Pixar wins too many Best Animated Feature Oscars, and I never had a problem with it because they were always really good movies. But Brave, I just don't think is up to their usual standard. I feel like they shouldn't just win because they're Pixar at this point. And I think it would mean more for Disney at this point to have a feature film win. I think it would mean more for Laika with Paranorman, and I think Frankenweenie could use the support as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be Brave, and I'm a little disappointed about that. Best Original Screenplay. A lot of people are saying Mark Boal is going to win for Zero Dark 30. I'm going to kind of go against the grain with this one, and I think it's going to be Tarantino. I think this is a big year for him. He's won a lot of the Original Screenplay awards. The major 3 Best Picture nominees aren't in this category, so it's a little bit of more of a wild card. I guess the only 2 that could really take it are Amour or Zero Dark 30, but I really feel like it's going to be Tarantino this time. Best Adapted Screenplay. This is a bigger category because you have Argo and Lincoln and Silver Linings Playbook going up against each other. I've kind of flopped between all 3 of them winning at certain points. I'm gonna give it to Silver Linings Playbook because it's more of a film that they give Best Adapted Screenplay to. I can kind of see Argo maybe. I really don't see Lincoln, even though you would think maybe Lincoln, but I kind of think Silver Linings Playbook. Best Director. A pretty easy one to predict just because you don't have Ben Affleck. I think it's going to be Steven Spielberg. If Steven Spielberg wins, this means he will be up there with William Wilder, have 3 Best Director Oscars. That will put him up there. He's already won 2, one for Schindler's List and one for Saving Private Ryan. The only director who will have won more than Steven Spielberg is John Ford. Whether you like Lincoln or not, I think Spielberg's one of those directors who, he's a big director, he has a huge influence on the type of movies that are made at this point. I kind of feel like he does deserve to be in that kind of Oscar pantheon, and it doesn't really bother me. I don't think Lincoln's the best directed movie of the year by any means. I would prefer, Michael Haneke, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. So, okay, now on to the acting categories. Now, the thing with the acting categories is you have a lot of big things happening this year. This is kind of an unusual year in the acting categories. First off, is for the first time in like 31 years, I think since the film Reds, Silver Linings Playbook has nominations in every single acting category. And I think it's the first film since Million Dollar Baby to have nominations in the big 5, which is a screenplay, actor, actress, director, and picture. So Silver Linings Playbook has a lot of stuff behind it because of that. Also, you have a lot of people who could possibly win their 3rd acting Oscar, and there's only 4 people who have won 3 acting Oscars, and then 1, Katharine Hepburn, who's won 4, but no one's going up for that this year at least, and that's Sally Field, Robert De Niro, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Denzel Washington. I can't ever remember so many people who could possibly be in this huge Oscar pantheon with people. Best Supporting Actress. Now this is probably going to go to Anne Hathaway, but Sally Field's nominated, and Sally Field, this is her 3rd nomination. She has won twice previously, and she has never lost. So part of me is like, she's never lost. Is the 3rd time gonna do it as well? Is this gonna happen also? I feel like she's the real dark horse here. She could really take it, but I think it's gonna be Anne Hathaway. Best Supporting Actor. This is one of the first times I think ever that everyone in the Best Supporting Actor category has won before. And this one's a little bit of a wild card. I'm going to go with Christoph Waltz. I feel like he's really been campaigning for it again. A lot of people are saying Tommy Lee Jones. I think De Niro's still at play. I'm going with Christoph Waltz. If De Niro wins, because there is that momentum, because he could be up there and get the 3rd Oscar, and Tommy Lee Jones's part in Lincoln was quite good. Who knows with this category? This is one I was undecided about. This Oscar year is a little more fun for stuff like that. Best Actress, I think, is going to be Jennifer Lawrence. Some people say Emmanuel Riva. I'm not feeling it, although I honestly would love for her to win. She's a great actress, and I would like her to win, but I just feel like they're going to go with Jennifer Lawrence. Best Actor. Now, Best Actor, I think, is going to go to Daniel Day-Lewis. He will have 3 Best Actor Oscars. No one in the history of the Oscars has 3 Best Actor Oscars. And I think that's incredible. People will probably start saying he's the best actor ever and things like that after that. They pretty much are now, but I feel like this is going to be his big coronation. Best Picture. For a long time, I was going with Lincoln. But I kind of am thinking it's going to be Argo. And if Argo wins, it'll be the first time since Driving Miss Daisy that a film has won without being nominated for Best Director. It's only happened 3 other times with Wings, Grand Hotel, I think, Driving Miss Daisy. I think it's going to win. Lincoln and Silver Linings Playbook are really the 2 who are competing with it. The Silver Linings Playbook, I really don't think will win. I really don't think it's going to do it. Everyone was acting like Lincoln. It was like the Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love year. I'm not feeling that as much. It's really between Lincoln and Argo. Maybe Lincoln could get up there, but I think Argo is so much more exciting. It's a much more audience-friendly film than Lincoln was. And then Ben Affleck, even though, you know, everyone's like, oh, he's not going to get an Oscar. The Academy's so clueless. He's nominated for Best Producer. So if it wins Best Picture, he will actually get an Oscar. And now it's time to move on to the shorts category. The reason I wanted to talk about the shorts after I did the analysis is because most of you probably aren't as interested in the shorts, but also because I really wanted to get into them this year. Best documentary and best live action short, I couldn't see any of those. And my beef with the Academy, and it's always been my problem with them, is if you're gonna do shorts, like, just when you do the categories, have a link below, or like go to oscars.com/short films or something, and I think people would go. But when they make it harder and harder to see them and you have to go to the theater, I feel like not enough people are actually going to do that, especially with like documentary short. I mean, come on, just make it easier. Live action short though, you can go to iTunes, but it's like $8, so if you want to do that. Good news is best animated short, they're all available online, with the exception of The Longest Daycare, which I don't think Fox has legally let out, but seems to keep popping up on a different site every day. So I'm going to put links below on the description of this video of all of them, or at least all of them at the time I made this video that worked. I want you to check them out, because I always hear people who aren't even that interested in animation or movies say, I love watching the best animated short category, but I never get to see them. This is your chance. Please try to watch them on the night of the Oscars. It's going to be like the post that's on my Tumblr first is going to be the links to all these, because I just want people to see them, and they're all actually pretty damn good. Best animated short, I think it's going to be Paperman. Paperman's a great short, and it's wonderful, and I still think it's probably one of the best shorts on there. My second pick, really, would be Adam and Dog. I love Adam and Dog. I would actually even be okay with Adam and Dog winning over Paperman, and I love Paperman. Adam and Dog's really a well-made short. It's about early man and a dog being friends, and I think it's about 15 minutes, but it's great. None of the animated shorts have any dialogue, which I find very interesting. I would recommend all of them, from Paperman to Adam and Dog. Maybe after that I'd go for Head Over Heels, Fresh Guacamole, which is short and pretty cool. So if you have any Oscar predictions of your own and you would like to talk about them, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. And check me out. I will have a Oscar video pretty much Monday morning, and I'll be wearing the tux. I'll be tweeting throughout the ceremony, so check me out on Twitter. That link's below. I hope to see you then, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.